As a small business owner, you know that running a business is hard work. You may have already faced the ups and downs that come with establishing a successful business. A good owner is the backbone of a small business, and crucial to its success. Knowing the characteristics of small business owners that set them apart from others can help you identify your strongest areas, and how you can use those qualities to the benefit of your business. Below are the 6 most important characteristics of small business owners. So, let's go to the video and dig deeper into these most important characteristics. 1. Confident. Confidence comes from knowing yourself and your abilities. Where arrogance makes you blind to your weaknesses, confidence accepts and acknowledges those weaknesses. As a confident small business owner, you understand both your best skills and biggest areas of improvement. You can use this confidence to bravely take your business goals become much more attainable. You won't be held back by fear of making the next move for your company. On the other hand, you'll be able to see your limitations, and will be less likely to make a silly mistake when managing your business. Another added bonus of being confident is the perception of your employees, vendors, or potential lenders. You'll become a respected leader. People trust you, and your confidence is likely to rub off on your employees. 2. Persistent. Running a business doesn't always go as planned. Whether it's a setback on a project timeline, or rejection for financing from a traditional lender, you have to be persistent to make it work. Every time something goes wrong with the business, you, as a persistent business owner, look for solutions to the problem. Sometimes this means pushing forward through barriers until you get through, and sometimes it means finding a completely new route to the goal. Your business is going to face problems. As one of the main positive characteristics of small business owners, persistence helps you get through these problems and come out more determined than before. When you face a setback, such as being denied funding for your next project, you jump straight in and find a solution. Just be sure that your persistence doesn't hold you back from enjoying a work-life balance. 3. Goal-oriented. You need to know what your customers want from your business. Creating goals, however, includes more than just the final outcome. If you're a good goal setter, you know that achievable goals come from careful planning, research, and honest communication with everyone involved. Even with the main goal in mind, it's important to focus on each step to reaching that goal by creating micro-goals along the way. Goal setting can help your business feel more organized and unified, whether you have a team of 10 and more, or it's just you. When you're a goal-oriented leader, you show others that you aren't just driven, but have the plans in place to succeed. With attainable goals in place for your business, you know what your next step needs to be, even when the future is murky. 4. Budget conscious. Planning, setting, and sticking to a budget is one of your most important jobs as a business owner. Most success metrics for businesses are measured by financials. Being budget conscious can help grow your business from barely staying afloat to a successful and established brand. As a financially savvy business owner, you recognize that setting a budget is only the first step. You're always keeping an eye on where business financials are headed in the future. You can use a capital for various business expenses and projects. Whether you're planning a move to a new location, or need money to cover an invoice, loans for small business owners can help you get the money you need. 5. Personable. Likability is often taken for granted. A positive attitude and approachable personality make it easier for your employees, other professionals, and even customers to be open and honest with you. In the long run, being personable can bring positive results to your bottom line. Engaging with customers and building a relationship leads to repeat business and word-of-mouth recommendations. A friendly personality can also help relieve a stressed customer or employee when something goes wrong. Having a likable personality doesn't have to mean you're constantly smiling and always perky. Everyone understands that we all have bad days, Instead, being personable means you know how to handle stress and won't take a bad day out on someone around you. 6. Passionate. You might think of your business as your baby. You're not alone. Many entrepreneurs and small business owners see the businesses they've built in this way. This mindset is really no surprise when you consider the time, resources, and finances most business owners put into their businesses. Your employees and customers will be able to see your passion as a business owner. This passion can help excite new employees or gain the confidence of a potential client. As a business owner, you spend a large amount of time focusing on your company. Unlike a traditional career, you have to have a passion for what you do, or you'll eventually face some sort of burnout. Running a successful business starts with a great business owner. As a small business owner, it's important to recognize both your good and bad qualities to make your business a success. These characteristics of small business owners help businesses grow and overcome difficult challenges. One of the biggest issues faced by a small business owner is securing financing. You can use your best small business owner characteristics to help you get the funds you need for your business. So, in this video, we describe the characteristics of small business owners. Business can be brutal because, well, that's business. For every success you have in growing your market share, another business or other businesses will inevitably lose ground. Here are 10 quick and easy business tips to gain a competitive advantage over your rivals and insulate yourself from the threat of new entrants in the market. So, let's go to the video and dig deeper. What are those tips? 1. Focus on leads, not sales. Of course, we all want to spark business growth and increase revenue. But the way you do this in a sustainable way is to focus instead on the building of a loyal database of avid fans. Content marketing, paired with optimized website forms and intelligent email automation follow-up, is critical to business success. This approach builds trust by giving away free value before asking for someone's hard-earned money. 2. Don't sell products, provide solutions. Like it or not, folks out there aren't searching for your brand, they're just looking to solve a problem or find a particular type of product, unless you run Starbucks or Adidas. Don't list all the benefits your product brings. Focus on the solutions. Explain to the customer in simple, straightforward terms how or why your product can help them or assist in the attainment of their goals. And your delivery and price point solve other people's problems and make their lives easier or more pleasurable. 3. Always optimize your pricing. Dropping prices doesn't necessarily raise sales, for instance, though it will definitely squeeze margins. If you position yourself as a premium brand, then your customers aren't necessarily value-driven in the first place, and cutting prices could even tarnish your brand. If you are a premium brand, there are ways to optimize your pricing without lowering prices. For example, offer the quality-conscious customer an exclusive benefit that your rivals do not or cannot provide. If you are at the value-driven end of the market, on the other hand, don't assume slashing prices means incurring a loss. Low pricing can help you rapidly onboard a heap of new customers, who may also buy the best way to sell a $5,000 watch, for instance, could be by putting it next to a $10,000 watch. Think strategically when it comes to deciding any price point. 4. Hire friendly customer-facing staff. Yes, it sounds obvious, but it's so very important. Whether consciously or not, people are more likely to buy a product if they like the sales assistant who's attending to them. While the employee's personality obviously has no bearing on the price of your product's ability to serve their needs is irrelevant. Friendly customer-facing staff will always attract more sales. Be rigorous in hiring people who are genuinely cheerful, friendly and outgoing. Make sure your training program teaches them to adopt a consistently friendly approach that puts customers at ease and feels like a priority. 5. Stay open even longer. Say you're a brick-and-mortar store and you're getting a rush of customers as closing time approaches. Why not close up an hour later? While this may cause disgruntlement among staff, solve this issue by getting creative with rosters. Monitor customer footfall throughout the day and week to identify your busiest periods and staff people accordingly. You can also reduce headcount during quieter periods to offset the higher costs and longer working hours created by your extended opening hours. It's a win-win. 6. Don't make customers dig deep for a phone number. Even in the digital age, some customers will always prefer to contact you by phone rather than email or Facebook. While many online companies with tight margins eschew manned phone lines altogether, it's worth giving customers the option of having a voice-to-voice conversation with your brand. By all means, slash the time and cost spent responding to queries by funneling customers to standardized, pre-existing responses on your webpage. But if their query isn't listed in the drop-down menu of FAQs, then don't make them click more than once more to find your phone number. Put it front and center on your web page, particularly if you're a retail offering. 7. Give something for nothing. Why not give your happy customers a voucher with their purchase to redeem on your products and services? If they love what you do already, they're only going to love you more for this. It's good for you because it guarantees they will return to your store again. People hate to waste freebies. When they return to your store to redeem their voucher, they may buy other items, too. If your business operates online, then the freebie could be strategically timed to coincide with a special sale. Oh, and you could enjoy some positive buzz on social media. 8. Support your local community. Local businesses can arguably connect with their unique communities with much greater authority than any global chain. A local retailer, hair salon, or gardening company can sponsor a kids' sports team and offer deep discounts for OAPs at the same time. Some cinemas feature special sensory screenings, where parents can bring kids with autism, who would normally be overwhelmed by busy, noisy environments, to enjoy a movie in a relaxed, stress-free atmosphere. This reflects well on them, and also guarantees them a loyal customer niche. Whatever you choose to do to support your community, make sure it authentically fits with your brand offering and business journey to date. 9. Use social media smartly. Social media is a great medium through which to build a solid relationship with customers. Just don't forget what social actually means. Soulless corporate shop talk won't work on Twitter. Try to give your brand some personality when you write updates or posts. This can bring its own risks, of course. But if you get it right, the benefits can be immense. Develop a tone of voice that aligns well with your brand identity. Consequences: don't patronize, try too hard to be funny, or tweet after a few alcoholic drinks. 10. Own your niche. Sometimes it's better to be a master of one discipline than a jack of all trades. Admittedly, multiple revenue streams do spread your risk. If one falters, others can take up the slack. Nevertheless, consumers often associate specialists with higher quality products or services than generalists. And with good reason. Specialists typically invest all their resources into perfecting a single product or service. So what should you specialize in? To state the obvious, it should be something in which you excel. You could also pick something with rising or recession-proof demand, which is resilient to technological change, in which you possess a competitive advantage over your rivals, or where there's an obvious gap in your local market. Own it, whatever you do. There are lots of ways in which you can improve your business, and not all of them are complicated. Try out the above business tips, or integrate them with your existing strategies, and let me know how you go in the comments below. If you got this video helpful, please give a thumbs up to the video. Don't forget to share this with your friend. Starting a new business is an exciting venture, but it can also be a scary one. The complexity of opening a shop in a foreign country can be overwhelming. With changes constantly happening in the political and economic climate in the U.S. and will likely continue to do so. The good news is that the steps to incorporating as a non-citizen are fairly simple, and there are plenty of resources available to help you along the way. This guide will help break down the complexities of opening your U.S. company. Watch till the end to learn how to get started. Corporate entities in the U.S. for non-resident. At the moment, there are two types of corporate entities non-citizens can open in the U.S. Limited Liability Company, LLC. Corporation, C Corp. There is an additional option, S corporations, which are often recommended to foreigners. However, though quite attractive, it's important to note that they are exclusive to citizens and permanent residents. While foreigners are often recommended to form a C Corp, there are some distinct advantages to incorporating it as an LLC. The most obvious of these is a limited liability, meaning members are protected from personal liability for business decisions or actions, and personal assets are safe if the company incurs debt or issued. LLCs are also free from the strict record-keeping necessary for C and S Corp, and have almost no restrictions on profit sharing between members. That being said, many new businesses choose the C Corp business structure. The advantages of forming as such are significant, with the most often cited reason being the ability to expand by offering unlimited stock, for its ability to protect them from close IRS involvement. That shield, of course, comes with the price of double tax, but that financial damage is often avoided through careful tax planning, which can be structured to cancel out most of the double taxation. Will I need a business visa for the US? If your plan is to move to the US and start or expand your business there, the type of visa you'll need will depend on your business's current state. If you have an existing business outside of the US that is trading for at least 12 months and have 4 or more employees, you'll need to get an L1A visa. Otherwise, you'll need an E2 visa for business operating for less than 12 months and have fewer than 4 employees. The E2 visa is also suggested if you don't have a business outside of the US and want to move there to start one. It is also the most popular for entrepreneurs, and the closest thing the US offers to a startup visa. Here are the key requirements to get one. You should be national of a country with which the United States maintains a treaty of commerce and navigation. A detailed business plan. A successful visa applicant must be acting under a supervisory or executive capacity, whilst undertaking their business in the USA. An applicant must have invested, or be in the process of investing a significant amount of capital, into an existing and operating U.S. enterprise, and be entering the U.S. based on these terms. The E2 visa is valid for an initial 2 years. The activities of the business will be reviewed after this period, and if the conditions of the visa are being continually met, the status can be extended in additional 2-year stages. What state should I register my business in? The best state to register in is the one in which you will be conducting business. However, if you're an online company or do business across a range of regions, you may want to consider registering in a state with lower tax burdens. Two states that are notoriously inexpensive for entrepreneurs are Nevada and Delaware. Delaware is particularly popular. Operating in Delaware also doesn't require a physical address or bank account. In fact, the state is so welcoming to foreign entrepreneurs that Delaware's corporate law website is available in quite a few different languages. How to register a company in the USA. The process for registration varies slightly from state to state, and is somewhat dependent on whether you're forming an LLC or a C Corp. Here are some of the basic steps and requirements. 1. Choose a unique name as a trademark. You will need to choose a unique name that has not been previously registered in the United States. The U.S. Patent and Trademark Office has a trademark database you can search. 2. Register with state agencies. You'll likely need to register with any state where you will conduct business activities. This involves having a physical presence in the state, frequent in-person client meetings in the state, a significant amount of your company's revenue comes from that state, if any of your employees work in the state. 3. Get a registered agent. A registered agent is a business or individual who receives official papers and legal documents on behalf of your company. 4. File for foreign qualification. You'll need to file for a foreign qualification in other states, where you also conduct business activities. 5. File state documents and fees. The documents you'll need will vary according to your business structure, and where you register the business. You'll typically need the following information: business name, business location, ownership, management structure, or directors, registered agent information, number and value of shares, for corporations. The total cost to register your business in the U.S. is usually less than $300, but this can vary from state to state, and your business structure. 6. Register with local agencies. You might need to file for licenses and permits from the county or city for LLC, using a trading name or a fictitious name. You might also have to register them in the local county or city. 7. Open a business bank account. If you don't have an existing business account, you're required to get one to carry out business financial transactions in the U.S., especially for LLC and corporation types. There are a lot of options to choose from, but it's worth putting some effort into research, as some banks can be a lot cheaper than the other for the same types of services. In this video, we discussed how to start a business in the USA as a foreigner. It's often said that more than half of new businesses fail during the first year. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, BLS, this isn't necessarily true. Data from the BLS shows that approximately 20% of new businesses fail during the first 2 years of being open, 45% during the first 5 years, and 65% during the first 10 years. Only 25% of new businesses make it to 15 years or more. There are still many businesses that are closing down every year in the United States. According to the BLS, entrepreneurs started 774,725 new businesses in the year ending March 2020. From the historical data, we can expect approximately 155,000 of these businesses to fail within the first 2 years. With the right planning, funding, and flexibility, businesses have a better chance of succeeding. We'll go through some of the biggest mistakes that startups can make and figure out how to improve your chances of success. 1. Not investigating the market. So, you've always wanted to open a real estate agency, and you finally have the means to do so, but your desire to open the agency blinds you to the fact that the economy is in a down housing market, and the area where you want to work in is already saturated with agencies, making it very difficult to break in. This is a mistake that will result in failure from the start. You have to find an opening, or unmet need within a market, and then fill it rather than try and push your product or service in. 2. Business plan problems. A solid and realistic business plan is the basis of a successful business. In the plan, you will outline achievable goals for your business, how your business can meet those goals, and possible problems and solutions. The plan will figure out if there's a need for the business through research and surveys. It will figure out the costs and inputs needed for the business, and it will outline strategies and timelines that should be implemented and met. Once you have the plan, you must follow it. If you start doubling your spending, or changing your strategies, you are asking for failure. Unless you have found that your business plan is overwhelmingly inaccurate, stick with it. If it is inaccurate, it's best to find out what's wrong with it, fix it, and follow a new plan, rather than change how you do business based on quick observations. The more mistakes you make, the more expensive your business will become and the greater the chance of failure. 3. Too little financing. If you have started a company and things aren't working out, and you have little capital in a struggling business, you're not in a good position to ask for another loan. If you're realistic at the beginning, you can plan to start with enough money that will last you to trying to stretch your finances at the beginning may mean that your business never gets off the ground, and you'll still have a lot of cash to repay. 4. Bad location, internet presence, and marketing. A bad location is self-explanatory if your business relies on location for foot traffic. Just as dangerous, however, is a poor internet presence. These days, your location on the internet and your social media strength can be just as important as your company's physical location in a shopping district. An online presence will let people know that they can give you their business, so if the need is already there, the availability and visibility of your business is the next important step. This is similar to marketing. Not only must you make sure that marketing reaches people, but it must also reach the right people. So, make sure the type of marketing lines up with the audience you want to reach. Big billboards may not be the way to go for an internet company, reaching the audience who needs your product or service. 5. Remaining rigid. Once you've done the planning, established your business, and gained a customer base, don't become complacent. The need that you're fulfilling may not always be there. Monitor the market and know when you may need to alter your business plan. Being on top of key trends will allow you lots of time to adjust your strategy so that you can remain successful. One must only look at the music industry or blockbuster video to know that successful industries can undergo huge changes. 6. Expanding too fast. Now that your business is established and successful, it's time to expand, but you must treat the expansion like you're starting all over again. If you're expanding the reach of your business, make sure that you understand the areas and markets into which you'll now be reaching. If you're expanding the scope and focus of your business, make sure you understand your new products, service and intended consumer, as much as you do with your current successful business. When a business expands too fast, and doesn't take the same care with research, strategy, and planning, the financial drain of the failing business. Though the rate of business failure in the first 2 years is around 20%, it doesn't mean that you have to fail. Through research, planning, and flexibility, you can avoid many of the pitfalls of a new business, and be a part of the 25% that make it to 15 years and beyond. In this video, we discuss the top 6 reasons to fail a business. So you want to be a millionaire, huh? That's a great goal. But maybe it seems too far off in the distance, or too impossible for you to reach. You've seen the success stories on TV, but those people inherited their money, had high-paying jobs, or hit it big with the lottery, right? Maybe you're thinking, if only I was that lucky. Well, we've got good news for you. You can become a millionaire, and it has nothing to do with your family's money, or where you got your degree from. It has everything to do with you. So, are you interested? 1. Stay away from debt. From cars to clothes to houses to jewelry, you can get a loan for pretty much anything nowadays. There's this idea floating around our culture that you should get what you want whenever you want it. Get it now, pay for it later. Hint, you'll actually be paying more later, thanks to interest. But here's the thing, debt is quicksand to your financial dreams. Every time you buy something on credit, you're digging a deeper hole for yourself. That money you're sending to lenders is money you could be putting toward your future. Take the average car loan, which has a monthly payment of $577 and a term length of 5 years and 9 months. If you invested $500 a month for 5 years instead, you could have $40,000. And look at this, if you invested that $40,000 for another 20 years, you could have over $293,000. Now, where's that car 25 years from now? Probably rusting away in a junkyard somewhere. 2. Invest early and consistently. The earlier you start investing, the more likely you are to become a millionaire. If you start putting away $300 a month beginning at age 25, assuming a 10% rate of return, you could reach millionaire status by age 60, and be sitting pretty on a 2.3. Waited until age 35 to start investing, you'd have to put away $800 a month, to hit the $1 million mark by age 60. Let's look at it a different way. If you invested $300 a month for 40 years, age 25 to age 65, assuming a 10% rate of return, you could have almost $1.9 million. But if you waited 10 years and then invested $300 each month, you'd only have $678,145 by the time you turned 65, and you'd have to work an extra 4 to 5 years to hit $1 million. Do you want to wait until your 70th birthday to become a millionaire? So, start investing as much as you can as soon as you can, once you're debt-free except for your mortgage. 3. Make savings a priority. If you've already started investing, way to go. But keep in mind, if you want to become a millionaire, how much money you invest is just as important as the actual act of investing. We teach you to save 15% of your income for retirement. But let's just say you decide to skimp on that, and only save 5%. Here's how things would shake out. If we apply that 5% to the median household income of $60,000, invested over 30 years, assuming a 10% rate of return, that money could turn into $651,000. Not too shabby. That number looks pretty great on paper, right? Yeah, it might, until you find out the average couple will need $300,000 for medical expenses in retirement, and that doesn't even include any kind of long-term care. If you subtract that amount from your investment total, you'd only have about $351,000 left. Can you live off that for 2 decades? It ends up being only $17,550 a year. Here's a better scenario. If you invested 15% of that $69,000 income, you would be putting away $10,350 a year, or around $863 a month. Over 30 years, that could grow to $1.9 million, assuming a 10% return. And if you waited just 5 more years, you'd be sitting on around $3.3 million. That sure beats $17,550 a year, huh? 4. Increase your income to reach your goal faster. You don't need a 6-figure salary to become a millionaire. But if you're crunching the numbers and realize you still can't put away the recommended 15% without being strapped, then you need to up your income so you can save that full 15%. How do you do that? You can ask for a raise, or just get a job that pays more. You can take on a second job for a season, or start a side hustle. Or you can get training to increase your skills and earning potential. Let's look at the field of nursing. You can become a certified nursing assistant, CNA, licensed practical nurse, LPN, registered nurse, RN, or advanced practice registered nurse, APRN. Each of those jobs requires a different level of training and testing, and their salaries are all different. An LPN makes around $49,000 a year, while an RN makes around $75,000. When you increase your skills and expertise, you can boost your salary. About paying for continuing your education, apply for scholarships and grants. The money is out there, you just have to look for it. And no matter what, remember, don't ever take out student loans. 5. Keep your millionaire goal front and center. The steps to becoming a millionaire are the opposite of how most people act, which means you'll see friends and family going places, doing things, and buying stuff. And if you spend too much time focusing on what they're doing, you could be in big trouble with your own money. 49% of millennials say they're influenced by social media to spend their money. That means they're letting someone else's highlight reel on their social media feed decide how they spend their own money. No thanks. Don't get sucked into comparison culture. Fight tooth and nail against it. Let's just be real here, it's time to stop buying stuff we can't afford to impress people we don't even really like. People who became millionaires didn't get there by playing the comparison game. Nope. Instead, they stayed focused on their own goals, and didn't worry about what other people were thinking or doing. Instead of obsessing over what you don't have, focus on stuff that really matters: family and friends, your church, your career goals, the legacy you'll leave your children. Those will bring you much greater joy than a brand new car, or a destination vacation ever could. 6. Work with an investing professional. Here's a question for you: if you needed to have heart surgery, would you try to operate on yourself? Of course not. That would be dumb. You'd look for the best heart surgeon you could find. And when it comes to something as important as your retirement future, wouldn't you want to work with someone who knows what they're doing? Working with a financial professional is one of the smartest things you can do for your money. 7. Put your plan on repeat. To become a millionaire, you need to let time and compound interest work their magic. It's a beautiful thing. And if you want to hit your big financial goals, you have to stay focused on the tiny details over the long haul. What are we talking about? Staying out of debt. Investing continually. Avoiding the "I deserve" trap. Year after year after year. Wash, rinse, repeat. And guess what? You'll keep doing those things even after you hit that $1 million mark, because that's what money smart people do. You keep on going. So, in this video, we discussed how to become a billionaire in easy steps and also fast. Thanks to the impact of the coronavirus, there are fewer internships available in 2020 to 2021 than in previous years, and there's no doubt that they will be harder to obtain. The Institute of Student Employers, ISE, which represents the largest graduate employers, predicts that the sizable drop in the number of opportunities Between 2018 to 2019 and 2019 to 2020, a 29% reduction is set to continue into 2021. The majority of the internships still being advertised can be found with larger, rather than smaller, organizations. Unsurprisingly, there is arguably the greatest number of opportunities within the sectors that can most easily facilitate virtual internships. Here we focus on why you should continue to search for an internship with a larger employer, even if you are up against even more competition than usual, and how you can beat that competition. So, let's go ahead and see how to get an internship. The concept of an internship. You need the experience to get hands-on knowledge in your career field. In today's labor market, employers rely heavily on CVs that demonstrate relevant work history, whether it is from actual job experience, volunteer work, or interning at a company. An internship is an official program offered by organizations to help train and provide work experience to students and recent graduates. The concept of working as an intern began a long time ago, but has drastically evolved over the years. Internships first started as a laborer. Even then, the purpose of an internship, or rather an apprenticeship, was to gain new skills to be able to obtain future work. In modern interning, an intern or trainee can work for an organization for a specific amount of time. Interns can work for 1 to 12 months or longer, depending on the company and the industry. Internships are popular amongst graduate and undergraduate students who need to gain research or valuable work experience. Almost every sector and type of company, from a large multinational corporation to a small startup, now offers internships. Additionally, there has been a rise in remote internships, which is the ability to intern virtually for global companies. The vast number of internship opportunities available indicates the importance of an internship in today's world. There are some distinct advantages if you do apply for and secure an internship with a large employer, whether it is delivered virtually or in a workplace. For example, a larger employer is more likely than a smaller one to be able to offer a virtual internship if a planned face-to-face one cannot take place due to the coronavirus. You are likely to be paid for your time. It is rare for large, established graduate employers to offer unpaid formal internship schemes. According to the eyes, the average annual salary for interns and placement students at their member employers is £19,000. You are likely to be offered the same sorts of benefits and perks that graduates are, and if an internship has to be virtual, they are more likely to be able to send you technical equipment, if you need it. Larger employers usually offer more structured training on a wider variety of topics than is available with smaller employers. You have a good chance of either being offered a place on the graduate program, or being fast-tracked to the final stages of the employer's recruitment process. The IES reports that 50% of interns and placement students were hired into graduate roles with their internship employer in 2019 to 2020. Even if you don't end up working there permanently, you can add a prestigious name on your CV that will catch other recruiters' attention. Don't think that a virtual internship isn't as good as an in-person one, and not worth bothering with. Employers are going out of their way to give you a virtual insight into the working environment and networking opportunities. In fact, you might get even more access to senior members of the organization than you would do normally. With work experience being so hard to get, as well, having a virtual internship on your CV will help you to stand out to recruiters. Typically, most big employers open their internship applications in the autumn, with deadlines falling towards the end of the year. Up to a point, this has remained the case even in a year disrupted by COVID-19. However, some large employers, particularly in those sectors that will find it harder to switch to virtual, such as construction and consumer goods, have delayed making a decision about internship hiring until later in 2021. This means that there may well be more opportunities later in the academic year than usual. Don't be lulled into a false sense of security by deadlines that seem ages away. If an employer gets enough good internship applications before the set deadline, it may cut the application period short. To be on the safe side, As soon as you see an internship advertised, start work on your application so you can submit it in good time. The application and selection process at high-profile employers is often similar to the process for graduates. It typically involves an online application form, and taking part in online ability tests, and either game-based or video-based tests. If you pass these, you will then usually have to take part in a video interview, although some recruiters still. At each stage of the recruitment process, you will be assessed against specific skills that the employer seeks in employees. They may also be interested in whether you share and act in accordance with their corporate values. The skills and values sought should be listed in the job description or on the employer's corporate website. It's important to remember that all work experience is good experience for your CV, and that includes informal work shadowing, part-time jobs and volunteering, as well as formal placements with larger employers. And, in these troubled times, recruiters won't be expecting a CV full of work experience. So, try not to stress too much, and check out our other videos in Career Paths playlist for ideas on what to do instead. So, this is a small guidance for you to get an internship with a big graduate employer. Success is a concept that is different for every person. Whether it means having a great career, a home, or a family, success is something everyone strives to achieve. It makes you feel proud, it gives you excitement, and it lets you know you have made an impact in a competitive world. Success is not something you attain without putting in effort, however. It is a mindset you must adopt to accomplish your goals and grow as a person, and it takes hard work. In this video, we explain what it can mean to be successful, and discuss tips to help you in your personal journey for success. Here is a list of 10 tips to help you become successful in your life. 1. Be committed. Through commitment, you can gain motivation to pursue success. You should make a list that includes your goal, your level of commitment to the goal, and what you are willing to do to achieve that goal. Staying focused on your plan is crucial. This will keep your goal fresh in your mind, and allow you to continue focusing on it. In determining your commitment to your goal, however, it's important to ensure you have realistic expectations of yourself and the outcome. If your commitment is not paying off after a certain period of time, you should adjust your goal accordingly and revise any necessary steps. At times it may be helpful to ask a friend or family member for support in helping you stick to your commitments. Having someone to hold you accountable for your shortcomings and praise your success can really help you stay committed to your goal. 2. Learn from the journey. Rather than focusing strictly on the results of your accomplishments, take notice of the small steps needed to achieve success. If you allow yourself to enjoy small victories along your journey, reaching your goal will become a new adventure each day, and you will be more likely to stay on track. By doing this, you will learn new and exciting things along the way, which can help you grow as a person. 3. Have fun along the way. If the journey to achieve something becomes too tedious, it will be more challenging to succeed. Learning what you are capable of can be fun and exciting, so it is important to keep your goals light and fun in order to have an emotionally positive experience, and keep moving forward without losing perspective. 4. Think positively. Developing a positive mindset is all about trusting yourself and your ability to succeed. It is important to replace any negative thoughts with positive ones, in order to motivate yourself to keep trying no matter what challenges come your way. Think about when babies are learning to walk. In your path to becoming successful, you are likely learning new things and thinking differently than before. Your goals will not happen overnight. They will take practice and discipline to achieve, so it is vital to think about the process positively. 5. Change your perspective. Sometimes along the journey, you have to change your perspective to turn a challenging situation into a better one. When you are having a bad day or week, imagine instead that it is a good day or week. Give yourself the opportunity and the time to think about your situation using only positive language, and see how much your day or week changes. Doing this for an extended period of time could change your entire life. 6. Be honest with yourself. If you find your goal is at a standstill, you might need to be honest with yourself about why that is. After you have come to an understanding, try to find a solution to push yourself toward success. Challenge yourself to step out of your comfort zone. This might mean an extra set of squats, speaking to a supervisor about a promotion, or even signing up for a difficult college class that you hadn't considered before. 7. Take away distractions. Make a list of things in your life that take up your time, or distract you. This could be a phone, a television show, or even a person who causes you stress. Shut off your phone and put it in a different room when it is time to focus on your goal. Turn off the television and put the remote across the room, so that you can focus on achieving success without distractions. 8. Count on yourself. You cannot count on others to achieve your goals for you. Your best friend cannot take a class for you. Your mother cannot get you a promotion. Your partner cannot lose extra weight for you. These are all things you must do on your own. It can be beneficial to rely on others for emotional support, but just as you have your needs, your friends and family have their own as well. It is important to hold yourself accountable to achieve your goals, and make yourself happy. 9. Keep planning. Stick to a schedule when working on your goals. Give yourself challenges according to your personal calendar, such as I will run a 7-minute mile by the end of the month, or I will save $5,000 by the end of the year. Even if you do not achieve the goal, you will have your starting point in your calendar and will see progress. Something tangible is a great motivator to keep working toward success. 10. Avoid getting burned out. It is important to focus on your goal, but do not obsess over it. Keeping your journey productive but also fun will ensure you are motivated, without overworking yourself. Sitting around and thinking about your goal all the time can cause you to burn out. Your previously fun goal becomes more like something you have to do, than something you want to do. Continue to learn about how much you can grow, and achieve to avoid getting burned out. In this video, we discuss 10 tips to become successful, and achieve what you want in your life. We've probably all had a boss that was difficult to work for, who focused on our mistakes, and made us dread coming into work. More importantly, some of us may also have been fortunate enough to work for a great boss, a strong leader who listened to us, valued us, and motivated us. The former typically leads to low morale, and high employee turnover. The latter will increase the productivity of employees, and create a culture of high performance. So, what's the difference? Why does one lead well and the other lead poorly? While 1 in a million may be a born leader, the vast majority of good leaders are taught. Those who wish to pursue management roles often find it necessary to earn an advanced degree. At Ottawa University, you will gain the knowledge and skills to become a leader. The following 8 leadership qualities will inspire you to become a great leader. Be an empathetic leader. Empathy has been identified as the #1 leadership skill. Unfortunately, many leaders have been promoted to their positions based on past performance, or because of their industry credentials, but they have little or no leadership training. The result can be a heavy-handed, order-giving manager with unclear expectations and little empathy for his or her employees. Low productivity and morale are usually the results. Bringing down the defensive walls and showing that you're a real person too. It makes you seem more approachable and helps you earn respect. Are you still the boss? Yes, but by exhibiting empathy and mutual respect, employees are far more likely to give and accept honest feedback. 2. Be a good listener. Who doesn't want to be heard? Hand in hand with empathy, a good leader values the input of his or her team members, wants to know what makes them tick, and helps them set and achieve career goals. Will you always agree? Of course not, but demonstrating you value them by truly listening and acting on what you hear will earn you a huge amount of respect and loyalty. Is there a conflict with another employee? Address it as quickly as possible. Is there a family emergency? Offer a way to adjust their work schedule without worrying about their job security. Don't forget that listening to employee feedback can prove invaluable. When they have good ideas, then let them know. The more you are able to build that professional relationship with your staff members, then the easier it will be for them to be honest about the positive improvements that should be made. 3. Be a model for embracing change. Change can derail the best of leaders. In fact, a recent study found that the primary leadership challenge among 1,000 senior executives was managing change, whether it's adopting new policies and procedures, introducing a new business model, or adapting to a new CEO's leadership style. Effective leaders model a positive and professional response to change, and set the standard for how to move forward. 4. Incorporate a shared vision. A top-notch general doesn't worry that the warriors will follow him or her into battle when the cry is given, because the leader has made it crystal clear what they are fighting for and what the stakes are. A forward-thinking business leader will do the same. Every employee should understand the importance of what they are doing. Employees who are given a voice in the decision-making process understand the purpose behind the vision of the organization, and are more willing to support the goals of the organization. In other words, employees support what they help create. That's why understanding how to become a leader will bring unity around a shared vision. 5. Develop your followers. It's important to have your team's back. A leader achieves high-performing teams by understanding how roles interface with each other and by keeping communication lines open. Let them know that you care about their contributions. A committed leader empowers team members with the information, skills, and resources needed to do their jobs effectively. This should be done by providing professional development. You should also offer them opportunities to do that. It's not all about you getting the credit. 6. Communicate realistic and clear expectations. Too many employees get frustrated when they are reprimanded for not doing something that was never properly communicated. Rather than simply expecting employees to do their jobs, effective leaders provide clear goals to be met, clear expectations of what happens if they are or aren't met, and a roadmap to getting the job done. Effective leaders also assess all of the factors that contribute to accomplishing the goals and make sure they are attainable. Morale suffers when employees continually experience failure. On the other hand, acknowledging when goals are met and providing positive feedback motivates them to continue to work hard. 7. Learn how to handle failure. Failure is a part of life. How you handle it as a leader speaks volumes to your employees. Anger and finger-pointing often counterproductive. Instead, if you want to know how to be a great leader, explore with your team what went wrong and how things could have been done differently to ensure success. Take responsibility for any part you played in the missed goal. Together, identify things that can be improved going forward. And hold employees accountable as needed with grace. 8. Continue your education. There's no perfect leader, And given that change is constant, it's imperative that leaders keep improving their skills. You should evaluate your leadership qualities, along with its strengths and weaknesses. There is a multitude of assessment tools to help you do this. Once you identify the areas you would like to strengthen, then it is time to learn new actions and behaviors. In this video, we discussed 8 ways to become a better leader. If you got this video helpful, please give a thumbs up to the video. Don't forget to share this with your friends. Subscribe to the channel for more important videos like this. Thanks for watching.